So chapter 2 for Sasuke Resident has been released, and for this chapter we got some pretty important information about the Ridaku prison, especially about Menos and Zanzo. For this review, I'm not going to be able to show any manga panels from the chapter since my chapter 1 review got clapped by YouTube. I did get a strike for showing manga panels, so it seems that I'm going to have to play it safe when it comes to reviewing Sasuke Resident, or else my channel could potentially be deleted. So if you want to read the chapter for yourself, I will leave a link to Manga Plus in the description below. Overall, this chapter was solid as we get to see Sasuke live his life in the Ridaku prison as he tries to discover the secrets about this place. The chapter does open up with Sasuke working outside with the rest of the prisoners, where he meets his cellmate Gigi. Now that Sasuke has acquainted himself in the prison, it's important for him to make allies, which will allow himself to accomplish this mission. Now me personally, I've never been inside a prison or jail, but when it comes to being inside of a dangerous environment like that, I do imagine that you have to get to know a couple of people to get around the place and know what to do, or else you'll be targeted. Now of course, this is Sasuke with his Rinnegan in his absolute prime, so I don't imagine anyone in the prison having the ability to beat him in a fight. But for this mission specifically, Sasuke can't blow his cover and he needs to meet people just to get around. That's why meeting Gigi was so important, as not only did he help Sasuke later in the chapter when Sasuke left the cell, but also because he revealed that there was a new doctor in the prison who he said was single. Now of course, if you can put two and two together, you would know that the doctor that Gigi is referring to is Sakura. She is also undercover in this mission. Sasuke asks how he knows if she's single, and it's because she doesn't have a ring on her left ring finger. Gigi does say it's a custom thing to do between married couples in Ridaku, as it seems like Sasuke doesn't know about this to begin with. That's why he understands why the lady proposed her daughter to Sasuke with a ring. Sasuke does have notoriety in the prison, as in the first chapter where he beat up some prisoners, even some of the guards fear Sasuke, as in the beginning of the chapter when Gigi's talking to Sasuke, as the guard is making his rounds, he does give Sasuke a look of fear, as the guards seem like they do have a good idea on just how strong Sasuke is. The Boruto anime and manga have mentioned that Sasuke is known for his power in the underground world of criminals, so it's not surprising that people would fear him since he's known around the shinobi world, and of course he was an international terrorist earlier in the Naruto series. Later in the chapter, Sasuke does sneak out of his cell late at night after beating his cellmates in the game, where he eventually does run into Menos. He initially thought that Menos was a summoning creature summoned by Zanzo, so he immediately tries to put him under a genjutsu using his Sharingan, which does fail in the end. Mind you, this is the second time Sasuke has tried or used genjutsu in the last two chapters, so Kimura has been showing a lot more variety of techniques that Sasuke has compared to what Sasuke can do in Boruto. As not only does Sasuke attempt genjutsu, but he also does use ice style when fighting Menos. As he's dodging and weaving Menos' attacks, Sasuke pulls out a kunai and blows on it, making the kunai more hardened as he slashes Menos' limbs off. It's cool that the manga implements this, as Sasuke has used ice style in the Sasuke Shinden Star People novel, so it's really interesting to see that this manga is implementing jutsus that are used in other light novels. Eventually Menos does run off after getting an ass beating from Sasuke, where he eventually does go back to his cell. The next day, Sasuke does see Menos again and sees that his limbs have regrown, which catches Sasuke by surprise. Zanzo comes up from behind Sasuke, where Sasuke tries to put him under a genjutsu. However, it fails again, as we find out that Zanzo has glass eyes that can resist genjutsu. The chapter does end there with Zanzo being suspicious of Sasuke's motives, with this chapter being pretty solid for me. The artwork once again was pretty good like last chapter, as the highlight was definitely the scrap between Sasuke and Menos. Each panel flowed nicely, as it was easy to read during the fight, as well as the facial expressions being drawn very well. From Sasuke's surprised expression when his genjutsu failed, or when Zanzo revealed his glass eyes, which reflected off Sasuke's face, which was nice to see. So let me know what you think about this chapter in the comment section below. For me, this chapter was pretty good. It was more setup that is going to lead into the next chapter. I do imagine that we are going to see Sakura in chapter 3 working with Sasuke in order to find a cure to help Naruto to cure this disease that he has. And overall, man, I'm actually getting pretty excited with the plot of the story, as now that we have some setup, there's a lot of things to be looking forward to. And also when it comes to Kimura, man, he does it again with this chapter. In my chapter 1 video that did get deleted by YouTube, I did mention that I'm pretty interested in seeing how Kimura can consistently keep going with these chapters. These last two chapters have dropped with about 44 to 46 pages each. I don't know if the next couple of chapters will have the same amount of pages per chapter. Now of course, I do imagine Kimura had a couple months to draw each chapter, since he had some build up ever since it was announced that Sasuke Resident was getting a manga adaptation. Mind you that this was announced at last Jump Festa back in 2021, so it's pretty reasonable to see why the art is pretty solid, as having more time will allow a mangaka to draw more nicely. So I want to see as the manga progresses. I do imagine that Kimura will have less time to draw the panels, but overall with these two chapters, man, he's been doing a good job. Man, I'm pretty excited to see how the the rest of this manga is going to unfold. As someone who doesn't really know much about this light novel, I'm pretty excited to see how Sasuke will deal with the likes of Menos and Zanzo. So my theory on Zanzo and Menos is that Zanzo is using Menos as an Edo Tensei summoning, as we know that Edo Tenseis in general, when you cut off their limbs or heads or whatever, they have the ability to regenerate. So let me know what you think about all of this and the chapter in the comment section below. So if you like this video, hit that like button, subscribe, hit the bell as well, and have a good day. Peace.